Hello students, so today in this video we will be discussing the topics. The first topic is food poisoning. Second is food preservation. Third is nitrogen fixation. And fourth is nitrogen cycle. So these are the four topics that I'm gonna cover in today's video. So let's get started. These are the topics of the chapter microorganisms of class 8. So let's start with the topic food poisoning. So students, if the food is not properly covered and if it is not kept in the proper conditions, then the food will get spoiled. The spoiling of the food is because of the growth of microorganisms on the food. These microorganisms will leave the toxic substances in the food, and when we eat that food, then we are having food poisoning. So what is food poisoning? What is the reason for the food poisoning? It is because of no proper storage of food, no proper hygienic conditions in which the food is stored. Third is growth of bacteria on the food, bacteria or fungus on the food. So both these bacteria and fungus on the food causes the food poisoning. So what is food poisoning? It is the disease which is caused due to by eating the spoiled food, and this spoiled food is because of the growth of microorganisms on the food. These microorganisms will leave the toxic substances in the food. So if we eat that food, we will be suffering from food poisoning. So if you are having food poisoning, the symptoms are vomiting, headache, there can be mild fever also, there can be diarrhea also. So these are the symptoms of the food poisoning. And one more thing, the bacteria and the fungus. I am highlighting these 2 points, the growth of bacteria and the fungus. The example of the bacteria which grows onto the food and causes the food poisoning, the example of the bacteria is Salmonella. Okay? And the example of the fungus which causes food poisoning is Aspergillus. So these are the examples of the bacteria and the fungus which causes the food poisoning. I hope this topic is clear to you. Let's move to the other topic, which is food preservation. So what is food preservation? It is the storing of food under the proper physical conditions and giving the proper physical or the chemical treatments to the food so as to preserve the food from the spoiling. So this is known as the food preservation. There are the various methods that can be used for the preserving techniques of the food. Now we will be discussing all those methods one by one. Okay. Now first method is by sun drying. This is very important topic. The question can come in exams like given examples of the food that can be preserved by sun drying. Then your example should be methi leaves and spinach leaves and kishmish also. So these are the foods that can be preserved by sun drying. What is sun drying? In this process, the food is kept in the sunlight for some time so that all the water content of the food will get vaporized. So what we are doing, we are just dehydrating the food so that we can preserve it for longer time. And the food that can be preserved by sun drying are methi leaves, spinach leaves, and kishmish. Kishmish is what? Kishmish is raisins. These are the dried grapes. Fine. Now the second method, by heating. We can also preserve the food by heating. So when we heat the food, the most of the microorganisms will get killed. So the food that can be preserved by heating or boiling is milk. And the boiling of the milk, the process of boiling of the milk is known as pasteurization. Fine. Now the question that can come in exams is, give an example of the food that can be preserved by heating or boiling or by pasteurization. Then your answer should be milk. Now the third process is by cooling or refrigeration. So when we keep the food in the cold conditions, then the growth of microorganisms will stop, which prevents the food from spoiling. And the foods that can be preserved by cooling or refrigeration are kneaded dough. We can also preserve fruits, vegetables, okay, and meat and fish too. So these are the foods that can be preserved by cooling. What happens in cooling? When we cool the food at the lower temperatures, then the growth of microorganism will become low, or it ultimately stops. So this way we can preserve the food by cooling. So the next method is by deep freezing. That is keeping the food below 0 degrees Celsius. So when we preserve the food by keeping it below 0 degrees Celsius, it means we are deep freezing the food. And in this case, we can deep freeze the things like meat, fish, frozen peas. There are many other vegetables like carrots. Fine. So they can be deep freezed and preserved. Now the fifth is by using common salt. Common salt can be used as a preservation technique for the food. What the common salt do? Common salt, it will just reduce the moisture content in the food so as to preserve it. Okay, the things that can be preserved by the salt are like pickles. What salt do? It just reduces the moisture content in the food. Pickles, some chutneys, meat and fish also. Now here's one important question that can be asked in exams. What preservation technique is used to store meat and fish for ages? Like we want to preserve meat and fish for a long time, let it be for months or years, then what technique we will be using? We will be using common salt. So this is important question. If we want to preserve meat and fish for ages, then what technique we will be using? You will be using common salt. Now the sixth is by using sugar. Sugar also do the same thing. Sugar also reduces the moisture content in the food, and the things that can be preserved by using sugar as a preservative are, there are the fruits like apple, strawberry, oranges, jams of these fruit also, they can be preserved by using sugar, and jellies, jams, you can add all this. They are preserved by using sugar. What sugar do? Same as like that of the salt. It also reduces the moisture content in the food. So these are the 6 points. Let's go to the point number 7. Let's go to the point number 7. The point number 7 is using mustard oil or vinegar. And the things that can be stored or preserved by using mustard or vinegar are pickles, salads. The mustard or vinegar also do the same thing. It stops the growth of microorganisms in the food. So the 8th point is, by using chemical preservatives. There are also the chemical preservatives in the market that are used for the food preservation. Now the examples of those chemicals are sodium benzoate and sodium metabisulfite. So these are the two examples of the chemical preservatives that are available in the market and that are used as a food preservatives. And they are added to the packet food like ketchups, jams. Okay. So 9th is by using airtight containers. By using airtight containers, we can preserve the food, because what we are doing, we are just cutting the content of the food with the air so as to reduce or to stop the growth of microorganisms on the food. And in airtight containers, we can preserve dry fruits and nuts. So these are the basic 9 techniques that are used for the food preservations. So the next topic for the today is nitrogen fixation. What is nitrogen fixation? Nitrogen fixation is the conversion of atmospheric nitrogen into the nitrogen compounds so that these nitrogen compounds can be used for the growth of plants. So what is nitrogen fixation? It is the conversion of atmospheric nitrogen into the nitrogen compounds or nitrates, which can be used by the plants for their growth. Fine. So, what agents are helpful for the conversion of atmospheric nitrogen into the nitrogen compounds are, I give you some examples, like first is the blue-green algae. So this is a type of a microorganism which is of the category algae. The name is blue-green algae. This blue-green algae helps in the conversion of atmospheric nitrogen into the nitrogen compounds. So second example is rhizobium. This rhizobium is a type of what? It is a type of a bacteria, and this rhizobium lives in the roots of leguminous plants. In the roots of leguminous plants. Fine. And the examples of the leguminous plants like peas and beans. Fine. And the third is sky lightning. Sky lightning also helps in nitrogen fixing or also helps in the conversion of atmospheric nitrogen into the nitrogen compound. So what happens is, during the sky lightning, the atmosphere will get heat up so that the nitrogen gas of the atmosphere, it combines with the oxygen gas and they form the nitrogen compounds. And these nitrogen compounds dissolves with the rainwater and they come to the soil and they mixes with the soil, and from there the plants will use the nitrogen compounds from the soil for their growth. So this is how the sky lightning is helpful in nitrogen fixation. And these two, rhizobium and blue-green algae, they are known as nitrogen fixers. And the full name is biological nitrogen fixers. Fine. So blue-green algae and rhizobium, which is the bacteria, they both are known as the biological nitrogen fixers. And rhizobium is a type of bacteria which lives under the roots of the leguminous plants. Examples of the leguminous plants are peas and beans. The third agent that is helpful for the nitrogen fixation is sky lightning. What happens during the sky lightning is the atmosphere will get heat up because of the lightning in the sky, and due to which the nitrogen gas of the atmosphere, it combines with the oxygen gas in the atmosphere and it forms the nitrogen compounds. So when it rains, the nitrogen compounds dissolves with the rainwater and they come to the soil on the earth, and from there they can be used by the plants for their growth. So this is all about the nitrogen fixation. This is very important topic. Both these terms and whatever I told you about these terms is very important. Mark it important. Now the next and the last topic for the today's video is nitrogen cycle. Around 76% of the gases in the atmosphere consists of nitrogen gas, and this nitrogen gas, how it is balanced in the atmosphere, is described in this nitrogen cycle. So what happens is, let there be some plants, and these plants are eaten up by animals. And these animals excrete, and when they are dead, and these plants also, when they are dead and decayed, they are acted by the bacteria, and this bacteria will decompose them, and these decomposed plants and animals, they will just add up the nitrogen compounds in the soil. And these nitrogen compounds can ultimately be used by plants for their growth. I already explained you in the topic nitrogen fixation that there are some more agents that can be helpful in converting the atmospheric nitrogen into the nitrogen compounds which are added in the soil. So if there is an atmospheric nitrogen also, this atmospheric nitrogen is acted upon by the nitrogen fixers. Example is blue-green algae, and other fixer is sky lightning. These both will convert the atmospheric nitrogen into the nitrogen compounds. Okay? Now the next is, these nitrogen compounds are acted upon by the denitrifying bacteria, and this denitrifying bacteria converts the nitrogen compounds in the soil back to the atmospheric nitrogen. So this is how the whole cycle of the nitrogen is completed, and this is how the balance of nitrogen in the atmosphere is maintained. Okay students, this is all in this video about the 4 topics, and these are the last topics of the chapter microorganisms. Stay tuned.